All right, legends, how is everybody doing? Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Let's analyze the situation here for Bitcoin. Will we continue this uptrend that we've had for the last few days and create a new yearly high, guys? Is this possible? We're going to analyze the situation here. It does look like that Bitcoin is looking a little bit toppy at this point right now during the weekend. How is everybody doing, guys? Make sure to destroy that like button and let's go in straight into the technical analysis. But obviously, we are going to go through the comment section as well. Say hello to the community and we'll go through the price of Bitcoin. Is it possible to create a new yearly high in the coming days? Absolutely. There are some signs of a potential top though. Now that has got to do obviously with the S&P 500, the stock market ES, all right, S&P 500 is not looking too great. If the S&P 500 were to start dropping very aggressively here this week, then I personally think that obviously Bitcoin will be dragged down also. S&P 500 did not have a very good Thursday and Friday. It was very, very bearish. On the other side, Bitcoin did get a bit of a rally. However, if we were to see the S&P 500 continuing to the downside, there's many reasons why this could happen, obviously. Taking a look at the VPVR, we have lost here this major resistance level and we have hardly any volume at this range, meaning that we could drop around about 100 to 150 points, a significant drop here on the stock market till it actually finds a little bit of support. And of course, in my opinion, that would affect the price of Bitcoin also to follow. DXY is still in a big major runner. It has a little bit of resistance. It's been consolidating at the zone now for a few weeks. However, this could easily just be a small little corrective move and continuation to the upside is possible. So we'll be analyzing the DXY here on some, major levels on the lower time frames. If we do have some time, obviously I want to focus on Bitcoin to explain the different scenarios on higher time frames. If anybody missed the latest live stream, of course, I want to talk about, the higher time frame scenarios because yes, there is the bullish one, there's the bearish one, and obviously, there is one of the bearish ones that could top out where we at the moment. So this could be a topping point. We are hitting the 7/8 Fibonacci from the pivot high to the pivot low right over here, as you can see on the chart, just tapping the 7/8 Fibonacci to perfection here on the spot exchanges. Now, this is the Coinbase chart. And when we had this rally, okay, on the 16th of October, where we had the BlackRock fake news spot ETF, we had a major rally, and on the spot exchanges, we were just slightly hitting $30,000. Now, right now, during the last few days, we have been hitting the 7/8 Fibonacci. 7/8 Fibonacci is a very common retrace, okay, for a potential B wave. Now, could this be the A, the B, and we are going to form the C? It is definitely a possibility, guys. Of course it is. Now, there is also the scenario of a head and shoulder. It does look very toppy. We're going to go through the lower time frames and I'm going to explain, hey, this does look quite toppy in my opinion. There's been some great trading opportunities actually on the weekend. We've seen Friday's high right over here being hit, creating that swing failure pattern and getting a pretty decent corrective move of about $300 to $400. So there was a beautiful double top swing failure pattern here, during the weekend, yesterday and early this morning, okay, Saturday and early Sunday. So what happened here also, we had a back test from this level, very, very technical moves, not that complicated to trade, right? You have the swing failure pattern from the highs of Friday, you got a possibility and jumping in the trade. This is hitting support at this zone. So because you are in an uptrend, you are creating higher lows. So if you do not take profit at this level as you are forming higher lows, when you're shorting here and you're not taking some profit here after this move of $400, then you must take profit, right? You are still in an uptrend. What is disturbing about this move, of course, is that you had a back test of this level hitting the 7/8 Fibonacci and the back test of this zone, giving you the possibility of re-entering that short at $30,250. So very technical moves, really nice during the weekend, really nice opportunities. Question is right now, we've had a little bit of a volume move to the downside very early this morning, Sunday. Does this mean that we are, breaking a little bit of uptrend structure? Is this possible that, with high volume, this is the beginning of more downside to come? We're going to analyze very carefully this scenario here on lower time frames, guys. I need you, though, first, before we go a little bit more technical, looking at Fibonacci, looking at volume, looking at daily level, weekly level, going a bit more technical to check out the opportunities. I need you to smash up the like button, share some love, okay? Smash the like button on your way in. Destroy it, guys. I know the previous live stream just got over 500 likes. So unless we get 1,000 likes, guys, we cannot do the Trezor hardware wallet giveaway. If you're interested in this, you only need to smash up the like button and comment down below after this live stream is finished. And if we do get over 1,000 likes, I'm going to give a Trezor hardware wallet, guys. Keep your crypto safe. And that is going to be for the community, of course. Let's take a look at the comment section, guys. Sunday, I am getting prepared with the Legends community, of course, for those possible levels, possible scenarios. Last week was really good. Previous week was even better. But overall, the last 2 weeks were good. We're just getting ready for an incredible week ahead as well. I had an 18% profit 2 weeks ago. And last week was, well, basically this week was just under 5%, about 4.5%. So it wasn't too bad. It was still good, but let's try and get a nice 10% win rate, all right? 10% win during this week coming. That would be absolutely awesome. 10% is more than enough for me for an entire week. It's absolutely great. So let's take a look here at the comment section, say hello to the community, and let's analyze Bitcoin on the mid time frame and lower time frame to talk about what is possible here. What are the scenarios? What are the resistance zones? Where can we long? Where can we short, right? We're scalping, we're day trading. If you ask me on the higher time frame, I'm in doubt, guys. I'm not a good predictor in higher time frames. A lot of the community does know that. I'm more of a scalper and a day trader. I know how to get into trades short term and get out. But the higher time frames, it's like I'm in doubt. I could say, a yearly high is possible. Of course, I'm very much aware of this, creating a lower high. It just looks very obvious for a head and shoulder scenario. But I'm also aware of a new yearly high. Will I be bullish or bearish? Or depending on this price action, I will know how to react at that zone, guys. And I hopefully you too are, you as well, you are going to know how to react at this level, because I'm going to explain what we need to see if this is going to be a bullish breakout or a bearish breakout. We need to be ready, guys, because this zone over here, if we were to reach it in the coming days, we might reach it tomorrow. We might get a blast off of $2,000 tomorrow for some whatever reason, right? We do not know. We just need to be ready till that happens. If we do not manage to successfully break above this high, and of course we could have multiple attempts, right? You might hit that level and reject from it, then you might have another rise to the upside and then, have an attempt and breaking and failing again. We just need to be ready for those highs, how they're going to be hit. Because if this level over here is going to be failed to break out, guys, this could turn into an epic swing short position. This is going to bring you a move of over $5,000 to the downside, potentially in days or maybe a few weeks. So you are looking here. We have created a huge, massive range during the last few months, having the highs here around about $30,000 to $31,000 and the lows around about the $25,000 range, right? Give or take a few $100 volatility. The low here was 24.8. So let's say 25K and 30K. We've created a range here, tested the highs and the lows here a few times. So question is it going to be a successful breakout? If it's not a successful breakout, we know that the price action could come all the way back down to these lows and attempt in breaking down. So obviously, if we do create that yearly high, it's going to be a battle in between bulls and bears. We could get a little bit of volatility at this $31,800, $32,000 range, basically, trying to hit $33,000 as well. It's going to be not easy. I think the leverage should be lowered, if you are attempting to short at that level, because you can get some volatility spikes to the upside. Okay, and it might turn out into a successful breakout. There are some disturbing lower highs here from May of 2022. We have those levels marked up a long time ago, all the way up here, where we talk about a swing failure pattern and we have a May lower high. When we do take a look at the Coinbase chart, it is basically this one right over here. So we got the 10th of May creating a spike, and also the 30th and 31st of May over here creating another spike here, as you can see on the chart. So it's kind of a obvious liquidity grab, right? It's kind of, we need to claim liquidity from this level and get a reaction, right? So this is why we could actually hit that zone and get a rejection. Now, you might think to yourself, with classic, swing failure patterns, do I need a short as soon as we get it beneath this high over here? Potentially not. Potentially you need it. You can short as you're getting the rejection from these highs from May. These lower highs are the ones that you want to pay attention, because that's going to give you, a $400-500 move in advantage, right? Just in case you do get that wick here to the upside. If you do get it if you arrive to $33,000 and you're waiting for the rejection beneath $31,800, that's already over $1,000 move, right? That you're missing out on the rejection. So pay attention to these highs over here, guys, because they might be hit tomorrow. They might be hit next week. They're probably not going to be hit, right? And we're going to create a lower high here. It's just a plan. We need to plan a possible level, because this level could turn into an epic swing short position that might bring you down to $25,000, right? I do not know if that level is going to be hit, guys. I'm sorry. I haven't got a crystal ball. I don't know what the price of Bitcoin is going to do in the next, coming hours, coming weeks. We don't know. However, there are levels of rejection. We do have patterns on the chart. We do have, setups that do happen a lot. And one of these ones on the higher time frame, such as the daily, could turn into a big, massive distribution event, right? The big players like to play with us, guys. They like to play with us. Okay? And we might think that the price is going to smash through 31,800, which is the yearly high. So we need to be aware about the lower highs in May and the possible 3 peaks distribution that could happen. I am going to talk about this, guys, till we actually hit that zone, because it just looks very, very possible, okay? The reason why this is disturbing is because the massive rally that we've had in 2023, right? And looking at the previous cycles, usually this period, right, in between October, November, is where we have a cool off. And this is why, history does not need to repeat. We have been repeating the previous cycles, and I can share, I can show you right away, guys, with just some basic, highs and lows that we have been forming on previous cycles. Just something that we need to be aware of, guys. How are we going to hit $32,000, $33,000? Pay attention, because that level could reject very drastically. There could be a moment of consolidation as well, where you are going to form a descending triangle or so, and it's going to be, you're going to be in doubt, right? Because it might be looking like a bull flag or a descending wedge, and then possibly getting the breakdown, right? That's what usually happens on a distribution at the very end. Get that massive absorption, right? Get a lot of people long in the breakout. And of course, getting that choppy action where large limit orders by massive market, big market players are absorbing all of your long positions from a, breakout trader, which thinks that the price is going to go to $35,000 and $40,000 as a breakout trade. Of course, it can smash through the level and go higher. However, if we consolidate at this zone, forming that choppy action, descending triangle structure, right? it's just going to be pretty obvious for me that all of that, we'll be taking a look at the CVD as well on the lower time frames to see if we see massive absorption. If we start to see the CVD creating aggressive higher highs at that level, okay? So if we do see CVD forming those, those lower highs on the price action at the $32,000 range, and CVD is creating higher highs very drastically, well, then we know that big market players, okay, limit orders are, absorbing all of those people that are longing from that level. So we definitely going to have to check out Delta, check out, where is the, order flow, where is there massive longs, okay, entering the market. Of course, we want those trapped long positions at that level and being absorbed reading the CVD, right? Whereas we're reading the CVD, we want to see that absorption. CVD going absolutely bananas, creating higher highs, and obviously on the 1 hourly time frame, 15-minute time frame here during a few days, price action creating very aggressive lower highs. It's a bit of speculation, but it's a plan. We need to get those plans ready, guys, at this zone over here for this possible trade. No doubt, guys, don't get me wrong, I'm not a perma bear or a massive bull, I'm really a little bit neutral at the moment. I do think that the price of Bitcoin will have to come down at some point beneath $25,000. Now, beneath $25,000 is a level that I'm going to start looking for the bullish bounce. Whether that is 19,000 or 24,000, it's the zone where I will be ready for the price to bottom out at some point. If we do get any consolidation, right, any sideways action market, we'll be quite bullish, in between $19,000 and $24,000. However, right now where we at, I do see the possibility of claiming this high, but these lows, it's like, they have to be, it's very likely that we're going to come down there at some point before we go to all-time highs, right? It would not make sense of the price of Bitcoin hitting all-time highs in the next 2 to 3 months. It's just unlikely scenario, right? So just going with probabilities, we need to analyze that situation. So let's go through the comment section, say hello to the community, then we'll go through some lower time frame scenarios. If I do have my Bybit account activated, I would be looking for a swing short position at this zone because I want to keep my MEXC account. Obviously, you can create a few of them on MEXC for scalping and day trading. Guys, you have a great bonus on Bybit of $30,000. I think probably most of you have already signed up. Great bonus on Bybit, on MEXC, which is the one that I'm using right now for scalping and day trading. You got a great bonus as well of $20,000. Another great way to support the channel. You do have the links down below in the description. I want to get into a swing short. If I can trade on Bybit very soon from here, I would want to create a nice swing short position, if we were to get that rejection here from the yearly high, from the lower highs in May, and possibly creating that 3 peak distribution pattern to come back down at least to $25,000. It's definitely a plan, guys. So we'll be updating you with that possible scenario. Okay, that is one plan. What if we do not create a yearly high? Maybe this is the lower high. Well, we're going to analyze the situation here on lower time frames because, there is a possibility. This price action that we formed since Friday and Sunday, it's very choppy. We've tested the high, swing failure pattern, back tested the level. We have to say, if you did manage to get into a short here, obviously take profits. But, this is the kind of point that you would want to leave a small position open just in case you do actually start reversing from this point, because there is that Elliott wave theory scenario where you are inside of the ABC corrective move, you are inside of the B corrective move, and you are going to create a lower high at this moment, right? At this range. And of course, you are exactly hitting the 7/8 Fibonacci. So, it would be rare to hit the 0.88. It's possible, but 7-8 is a clear level where you actually can hit, okay, the B wave. So not easy, right? We got also the scenario of, head and shoulder. What do you think about this? Is it possible we are just about to form here the right shoulder and start coming down here in the next coming days? Let me know, guys, what do you think in the comment section right away. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? I know it's going to be a 50-50. I think, 50% of my community do see a yearly high, and probably the other 50% sees, that we are going to go to lower levels. So let's go right away through the comment section, guys. It's a chilled Sunday live stream. Not much going on, not much people watching the stream. However, we'll go through some lower time frame scenarios here. Okay, there is something disturbing about this move. There is something disturbing. I'm going to explain some scalping levels that I'm looking for. But what is disturbing about this move, guys, is first of all, the highs created on Friday have been tested already yesterday. Double top, swing failure pattern, right? The highs on the Coinbase chart from the 16th of October, right? The highs from the 16th of October have been filled. That is the overall end game. Did we manage to fill the wick? The wick has been filled, right? Lower time frame, it does look quite bullish. You are creating aggressive higher lows, but let's just leave the scenario as in the wick has been filled. So, is there any more reason for the price to continue higher to create a new yearly high? Or is this been it and we're ready for a lower high? It's a very critical level, critical moment at this, where we at right now for a potential big reversal. So what is disturbing about this is this price action. No doubt that the levels where you should have shorted, these are one of my favorite trade setups, obviously. Shorting right there as you reject from the high, or short at the back test as you do reject from it, right? We called a massive trade in the Legends community on Friday, which was basically same thing but on lower time frames. It's the same thing. It happens consistently every single time. This was basically on the lower time frames, right? You have the 1 minute time frame, bang, back test. So you create a high, you have a massive pump with high volume, you reject from it, and you back test the level, right? Back testing the level is your golden ticket for a potential short. Of course, if you start running through here above this level, it's not worth having a stop loss here. Sometimes, most of the times, if you do actually get above the back test level, you want to get out of that trade. Place a stop loss. Usually, less than half would be more than enough to manage risk very well. If you're placing a stop loss here, you're just looking for, looking to get hunted, right? You back test. If it's a successful back test, great. If it's not, and you start going forward and you're in negative, get out of the trade. Give it a bit of room. Obviously, you can give it a little bit of room, not extremely tight stop loss. Give it a bit of room. If it creates a bit of choppiness and then rejects, then great. But in this case, with this massive wick, stop loss up here is just not worth it. It's just too much of a risk. So what this happened here was a massive trade that was provided in the Legends community, of course. If you want those daily updates, if you want to be ready for Monday, guys, tomorrow, which obviously Mondays is the most active day, start of the week, get ready for those scalps and those day trades, no matter where the price is. Legends trading community, guys, we provided this great trade setup on Friday. You have the link in the description, guys. If you want to join, it's the third link, okay? Legends trading community on Discord. If you want that spot on updates that I do provide every single day, and talking about risk management, okay? Sometimes those trades cannot, they probably won't happen. We do talk about plans that don't happen, but we have several plans, right? We always have a plan B. And that is what you want to learn what to do, okay, when you're trading. So that really nice setup right there. And this is what I'm talking about with this zone, right? This is what I'm talking about, what happened in between yesterday and today. It's the same scenario. You have a high, you create the swing failure pattern, and you back test it. That is your golden ticket, right? The back test. This is when the people are most in panic of, oh my goodness, we're going to blast through here. You know, we are continuing to create high highs. And then obviously, you know, you got that back test of the level, creating that rejection. It's really nice for trading setups. So that is a point, you know, that is a weakness. You know, this is weakness. You know, the uptrend is losing steam. When you're having an uptrend and you're breaking resistance levels, you want those big, massive breaks, right? To consolidation, bang, break the high. You know, move to much higher levels. When you're creating this choppiness, swing failure pattern, back test of the level, breaking down the higher low support trend line from the last few days with significant volume. I mean, the volume, you know, is quite high on this movement down. It's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of weakness. We like it or not, it's a sign of weakness. So, you know, you got higher lows being broken down today with some pretty intense volume. Could this be a lower high? Absolutely yes. This could definitely be a lower high formation. So what we want to pay attention here on this uptrend structure that we've formed on Bitcoin during the last few days, right? I'm just connecting here this uptrend, guys. Let's do it with a magnet and do it properly. Let's get this ray right there with a magnet from the higher low to this higher low, and now we got the proper thing, right? Now we've got the proper higher low support structure. Could there be in the next coming hours another rise and actually test it again, creating a three-wave structure? Let's leave it as yes, it is definitely a possibility. The level that I would be interested here in the extreme lower time frames, looking at 5 minute, 3 minute time frame, we know that we've had a pretty decent volume breakdown here from higher low structure. Choppy action, SFP backtest. Very impulsive move down, very corrective movement here. Are we going to manage to create a three-wave corrective structure to the upside? Something that I would want to pay attention to. Value area of this range. Let's take a look at it from the last 2 days. Fixed volume profile. We got a range here that we formed. Oh, the value area high from this trading range of the last few days is round about $30,000, $60, $70. So, you know, after this kind of breakdown with high volume, you know, this does look like a bit choppy, and it could be the start of an impulsive move down. So is there a way that I could trade this safely with good risk management? I would like to see how this high is hit. There's two options here, of course. There's hit the dead cat bounce high from today, because this is a dead cat bounce. You got a massive move down early this morning, dropping over, you know, $600 to $700, going from $30,300 to $29,600 almost, right? So you got over a $600 drop from the highs here of today. So with this movement down, you got a dead cat bounce high. I love dead cat bounce highs because it's the high of a range. We have been creating this range today, and it's at almost $30,000, right? Slightly below $30,000. Will we manage to hit it in the coming hours? Could we create a wave up here? I am interested in shorting the market if we do get above this high. Not as we're getting above it. There's going to be two levels, two possibilities of a possible short here in the coming hours. I mean, I'm going to go to sleep very soon, but I'm going to explain it, okay? I'm going to explain it just so you can get in it in a safe way, how I would get into it, right? It might happen here in the next coming minutes, right? Or a couple of hours, and might be awake, and I could still, take advantage of this possible move down. This high of the dead cat bounce, it's a, an obvious level where you could hit it and reject from it. If that were to be the case, I would be looking back down here to the lows of the range, okay? Even these lows, but the lows of the range would be a take profit one, because we could be ranging, in between today and tomorrow. And obviously I don't want to miss, the take profit zone. But overall, it's just going to be a couple of $100 move that I would take advantage. So only if we reject from that level, I would be interested in taking the short so I can manage my risk with a stop loss above the high, aiming for the lows, obviously, right? This is what the price likes to do. It claims highs and it claims lows. And right now we are inside of this zone of today. So you would look for the claim to the high, for the claim to the low, right? So that would be an internal plan here that I would have. Now, of course, there is the scenario that we wake up tomorrow, and, the price hits this level, it gets a small rejection, and then it, flies through the level, and we're trading here again at the highs. And then we got those trolls out there saying, hey, your trade did not play out. You were wrong. And this is how your risk management enters into place. Where are you entering into this trade? Where is your stop loss? Because I was completely wrong a few days ago with this run to the upside. However, it was a green day for me. I explained, the trade with the legends. I missed out on a move up, but then got into a scalp and it was a green day. And I was completely wrong about this move. I thought this zone over here was actually a turning point. However, I was not in a short position. I was not adding to my position. So it doesn't really matter as an analyst, right? And a trader. Most importantly, knowing when not to be in the trade. And then I got into a scalp position here and it was a green day. So it's really, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be wrong many times. However, I will still be making money and gaining when I am wrong. And it's like, hang on a second. That is the power of trading and risk management. I don't mind being wrong. I can be wrong 1,000 times and still be making money, guys. So, and it's proven, I will prove it to you. So those stop losses, you want to cut down those losses. So like I said, this high over here, it's definitely a rejection point. And looking at this structure, I understand that this is very toppy. It's very toppy. There is one thing that is disturbing of this futures chart, and that is the 16th of October high hasn't been hit. It's a little bit disturbing. It's been hit on the Coinbase and on the spot exchanges. It hasn't been hit on the futures exchanges. However, it's not that disturbing, to be honest, because the lows here on the future exchanges on the 16th or it's the 17th of August was not hit, okay? So it was hit on the spot exchanges, but not on the futures one. So it's like, are you going to be waiting for the low to be hit? Yeah, and then the price leaves. It was hit on the spot exchanges. This high was hit on the spot exchanges. Do we need to hit it on the futures? The answer is no, we don't. We can turn to the other side without hitting the lows, without hitting the highs. So we just need to understand that, right? It's just not, it doesn't need to happen. So we could actually start rolling down from here because this wick has been filled. It has been filled on the spot exchanges. We've filled it up here nicely. I want to take a look here at the monthly level on Coinbase, guys. Just 1 second. Yeah, we're still off about $100 and hitting the monthly level. Would be nice to see that monthly level being hit actually on the spot exchanges, right? It's the monthly close and open that we had on June and July. And we did not hit it. We did not hit it on the spot exchanges. It would have been a great short on spot exchange as well. So going with that theory here, guys, we can definitely see the price of Bitcoin starting to correct from this level. Just recognizing this, guys, recognizing swing failure pattern, back test, breaking down with high volume the uptrend structure. No doubt that this could be a topping point. We could start correcting down. So it's just a possibility. Now, volume strategy, not the best looking, but volume strategy. Do we know about volume strategy here? Volume strategy got really nicely respected as resistance. We have the high volume node here on the 15 minute, on the 5 minute, it doesn't really matter. On lower time frames, this red candle, guys, check this out. With high volume, I like the base always of these high red volume candles. They're nice. I like them. They're good. If they are broken down with high volume, they are usually good resistance. Check out how I've counted this wick and the body of the candle on the 15 minute. We will go to the lower time frames such as the 5 minute just to check it out. But volume strategy, guys, here on, you know, it's pretty nice to see how this is such a nice level. You know, volume strategy a lot of the times is very, very accurate. The problem a lot of times with volume strategy is your stop loss. However, your stop loss should always be, you know, above a lower high in this case on the lower time frames. Anyway, just so you can see the volume strategy, you got high volume node right there, bang. You get the confirmed breakdown, because this is not really much of a confirmed breakdown. There's no volume at all. So this is just, you know, stay away from this kind of price action, because it's just choppiness and there's no volume at all. There's no decision movement. This is a decision movement right there. And you have a massive high volume red spike, right? Where it's exactly rejected is at the body of the candle. Look at this wick over here. This wick is exactly rejected from the body of the candle here on the 15 minute, right? Where you have the highest volume level. So high volume, not a breakout. Yes, a breakout. Bang, rejection here. You get a few $100s of a rejection. So that was actually a pretty nice short from this dead cat bounce high, because you're rejecting at the highest volume level, right? Keeping it simple, guys. No, we don't need any fancy indicators. It's a nice level to get into a short. Now, what is usually a problem with this is the stop loss on these volume strategies. Overall, you know, you would scalp this, obviously. You would scalp this. And the problem here also is, where did it retrace to? 50% Fibonacci. You know, you would be looking for 50% 618 Fibonacci as a take profit zone. I mean, this probably hasn't finished. This corrective move hasn't finished. We're probably going to get this back. This is why this is such a possible great shorting plan here. It's definitely a good shorting plan. You could test this high. Bang. Fail to do so. You would be creating a three-wave structure here. 1, 2, 3. How is this third wave structure going to perform in the next coming hours? Because it could give you, it's probably your shorting ticket. You want to see that rejection from this high. Of course, that rejection, you only need it to get beneath that level again. You would be coming back down to target these lows. So it's bang, you're in, bang, you're out. You could go lower, but we are technical traders. We're looking level to level. So we got this high volume candle right there that is providing us the wall of massive selling pressure. We've seen it rejected once already this morning. At this point, 11 o'clock Central European time. It would be nice. It would be nice to get another move up here. Let's take a look at Fibonacci from the pivot high of today to the pivot low. I mean, we got that beautiful rejection at 50% Fibonacci with the high volume candle. High volume candle where this red box is. Pivot high from today to the pivot low of today. Retracement perfectly to the 50% Fibonacci. Back testing this high volume candle, the highest one from the last few days. Right over here for a nice little short scalp. Day trade, scalp. It would be very nice, very, very, very nice to see an attempt of breaking above this level and failing to do so. If we were to get above this level, this high of the range of the dead cat bounce from today, it's going to be interesting how to see what happens, because like I said, there's two ways in doing this. There would be two ways for me, and you know, there's two shorting plans here, and we could blast through the level, and you know, but I'm safe with these two shorting plans. You know, the losses can be very, 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 very small. I'm going to explain how I would do that. And it's basically, there is the first possible trading setup, which is getting above that level and failing to do so, just testing the high, failing to do so, come back down to the lows. So you've got a couple of $100 here of a short trade. Now, that is one plan. You create a small high, you have good risk management, you see the rejection, you have a small stop loss. If it consolidates and you move up here, then you're stopped out. It doesn't matter. It's a small loss. If it comes into play where we do have high probability to come back down to the lows of the range, then obviously we're making bank. We're making pretty nice gains compared to our stop loss. The plan B here, you know, and obviously the other plan, which is no plan, and it would be smashing through to get back above $30,300 and $400. Maybe that could happen as well, obviously. But if that does happen, then I would be missing on the long. I would be very defensive, looking at my, you know, very, very selective short entry. And then I might get stopped out at a small loss, but then I'll be like taking a look at another opportunity inside of the next area, the next zone, right? Now, the next plan obviously would be getting above the previous day highs, which is 30,385 here on Coinbase, and failing to break out this high. Maybe it might do this and then fail miserably. Who knows? I would assume that it would go to higher levels. But what if it does reject, like it did reject this high? You know, we had a massive rejection here. I will take that trade. I will be ready to take that trade. So it's another plan right there. If it breaks through, then I'm looking for higher. I would be looking for the actual highs on Bybit, right? Let's see how this level is, what reaction we do have there. There will be no shorts taken if we blast through from this high. There will be no shorts taken if we blast through from this high. I only enter a rejection here if I were to short, okay? So, I mean, for a long position, this was an acceptable long. It was not easy to get into this long position, but it was an acceptable long position, no doubt. Not reaching the value area low, but it was not easy, to be honest. Yeah, not easy to get into this long as you're having this falling knife. I think it was when we do take a look at previous day. It was previous day point of control and previous day value area low where you had the wick to the downside and recovered. Having this amount of volume, though, was not an easy decision to take that long, though, to be honest. It wasn't acceptable. You got too many lows here for an SFP. You know, it's just not, SFP from all of this is just not an option. you would need more of a bigger level, such as previous day point of control and value area low. That we did wick beneath it, and then obviously as you get above it, sign of strength, and then just got the rise here of a few $100s also. It was not an easy trade, to be honest. I probably wouldn't have taken this long. It was very, very hard to execute. So this is basically one of the plans, guys. Something interesting about this move up. We are in an aggressive uptrend, no doubt, for the last few days. It's just there are signs of weakness. You got this. You got some volume here to the downside, a bit of sign of breaking a little bit of low time frame structure. We are scalpers, we are day traders. I'm excited for this week. I'm excited. There can be some. The clearest possible trade I do see is this one. Internally here, guys. Value area high of this trading area from the last few days is at the 618. So for me, a plan B here would be actually hitting that level and rejecting. Only if we reject from the 618, I would get a short attempt. So that's the plan B here. If we do not reject from the highs of the dead cat bounce, which was the plan A, and we rise up to the value area high of the range and the 618 Fibonacci, and only if we reject from that level, I would take the short so I could place a stop loss above the high. As we're pumping into that level, I would not take any short, just in case price does rise and creates another high from the last few days. Can 7/8 Fibonacci reject? That is a lot of speculation. You would just would be looking quite aggressive already. I think if 618 doesn't reject, the next level for the ultimate rejection would be 7/8, which is at 30,195. So only if it rejects from that level, you can attempt a short, managing your risk very well. So different levels. If they blast through, then obviously there's no short to be taken. That's kind of what I would be looking for here internally, guys. Let's go. Alessio Rastani turned bearish on the SPX just recently. Yeah, I mean, one of the things about the S&P 500 is that we are breaking down. I'm going to go through the comment section, guys. Say hello to the community, obviously. Tomorrow's Monday. Let's get ready. It's going to be looking good. ES just about to open in the next coming hours. This ain't looking good. Had a horrible last few days before the weekend. Very, very bearish. It's kind of breaking down a little bit of the uptrend structure here, as you can see on the chart. So you're breaking higher low support structure. You recovered very nicely here, but now you're kind of breaking down. It does not look great. You're losing here this high. You're breaking higher low. You have hardly any volume on the volume profile. It's looking, the only thing that could happen here is a double bottom. We're going to talk about that right away, but looking at the VPVR, it does look quite bearish. It does look like that we could get a small little capitulation here. And, during this week, it could get pretty messy. Drop another 100, 150 points is what could happen. Obviously, the bullish case scenario here would be having a double bottom. Double bottom here, testing those lows, okay, from the beginning of October. And creating that, swing failure pattern, basically a double bottom, right? It's definitely a possibility right over here. So that is one scenario here on the S&P 500. We could test these lows and boop, get a pretty decent bounce. I'm going to have to check that during this week. Let's, how was camping? It was absolutely great. It was absolutely great. I got a couple of videos. I might post something, but there was no cover, which is good. This, when you're camping in the mountain, it's basically no phones, no social media, no nothing. So it's actually really good. now I'm ready, back home in the studio. Let's crack on. Let's get those great trading opportunities, great trading plans during the week, guys. I'm excited for this week. I love trading. It's great. I love the community. I love the legends. I love trading, guys. I love trading. Community here is awesome. We've had a great couple of weeks. Many plans, many trading plans provided here in the legends community. We're scalping, guys. We're loving it. I'm loving the exchange as well that I'm using now for the last few weeks. I've kind of reborn with my scalping. This change for me on this exchange has gotten the scalping, out of me again, which is great. Andy, why? Yeah. Andy, why are you looking at monthly 0.6? Philip, how are you doing, my man? Thanks for joining. I can see dipping here. Okay, well, I'll go through most of the... I'll try and go through many comments. Father Time, how is it going? Yeah, I know. Chainlink. Wyckoff. Distribution says, Susie, yes. Chainlink, absolutely ripping. I should have... well, I think I will probably have some time. I have been buying some Chainlink the last few months, guys. And it's been ripping the last few days, happy days. Come on, Chainlink, let's go. It's broken out of this lower high downtrend that we've had during the last year, over a year right now. Ain't looking too bad. Now, of course, we have the highs of the range, which is very important to break out from. This is the level where we hit and we are getting rejected from today. The high of the range, right? The dead cat bounce high. Classic level for a short, whether it's a scalp or a day trade or not. When you create a huge, massive range, the lows and the highs are just a classic rejection. If you can get in a trade, in and out, high leverage, good risk management, stop always being, above the high as you reject. I think there must be like a 90% probability that you're gonna make some gains on the lows or the highs of the range. And in this case, the highs of the range got a quick little rejection today from Chainlink, which is at $9.65 approximately. So does Chainlink have the chance? The volume is not that huge, to be honest. But yeah, really good. Spot. My spot Chainlink is doing absolutely great. I guess for you as well. We're hitting the highs here. If we do break out from these highs, I think we could get into a pretty significant rally on Chainlink. But we need to break these highs. So far, so good. Bulls are looking good. But the highs of the range need to be broken. We get above this high, then I would expect, a significant rise here on Chainlink. Sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. It could get pretty aggressive. It might just pump $3-4 more. It might pump $10, right? We just don't really know. After such a long period of consolidation, you can have a small pump and then reject, or you can have a massive rally and then start rejecting, right? It's just well, yeah, Chainlink doing great. I don't really trade Chainlink. I only buy it and hold it for the long term. I'm a Chainlink investor, Link token investor. I trade Bitcoin 95% of the time. So, but yeah, Chainlink bags are doing good. And he got wicked out so many times these last few days. Yeah, I mean, when you get wicked out, you need to decide if you are going to re-enter again, right? This is an obvious re-entry, right? It depends if you have been trying to short this, right? You've got many back tests and rejections. You need to take a decision because you might be defensive if you took this short and then you get wicked out, stopped out at break even and the price leaves without you. You need to recognize that this is a back test. It's all about, being very much awake in front of the chart to take the decisions. Andy, look at AGGR trade. Let's take a look at that Father Time right away. Dippin, how are you doing? Andy, would you mind reading the price value of those key levels? I'm driving and cannot check the screen, says Relief. Don't drive and comment. Look at the live stream afterwards. No. I am not going to take a look at that while you're driving. Absolutely not. How can you say that in the comment section? No way. You're going to get yourself killed. Stay safe. You'll take a look at the live stream afterwards, the levels. Please stay safe. Do not drive and look at YouTube. For your own good. Let's take a look at CVD here right away for Father Time. And what does CVD tell us? Looking at the price of Bitcoin, I assume it would be lower time frames. Let's take a look at the range of the lower time frames here. We can take a look at Bybit and most of the exchanges. So, yeah, CVD, massive bearish CVD divergence when we do take a look at the Bybit chart, for example. We have created this high over here. We are creating lower highs. CVD is creating massive higher highs since that high over here that was created on Friday. So, yeah, I mean, higher time frame, there is bearish CVD divergence. Let's take a look here at most of the exchanges. So, I mean, this is most of the exchanges. If we do take a look at it on Bybit, I think it's more aggressive. So, much more aggressive on Bybit, bearish CVD divergence. You still have them on most of the exchanges when you put them together. So, there is bearish CVD divergence on higher time frames, right, on this zone of the last few days. So what is if we take a look internally here at what has happened on the 5-minute time frame and take a look at this CVD here. Oh, this back test was absolutely gorgeous early this morning, guys. You know, this was if I would have been in front of the computer, this would be a short that I would have taken, no doubt. Back test from the SFP level, creating high highs on the CVD. Bearish CVD divergence as you're back testing this high. That would have been a perfect trade. Very nice trade. If I would have been in front of the computer with the analysis, with my coffee, I would have taken this short for sure. However, I was camping. I was disconnecting. I did not take it. So, oh yeah, got a little bit of bullish CVD divergence internally here. So we could expect these highs to be taken at $30,000. I think we could get a leg up to $30,000. You are creating those slightly lower lows. Big absorption right there. Yeah, we can expect these highs at almost $30,000 to be taken here in the next coming hours. Very, very likely that we're going to get that push up here. Based on local bullish CVD divergence. That's what we can read here based on CVD. Let's take a look at Bybit. No bullish CVD divergence on Bybit, but yes on most of the perpetual contracts. And not much more based on CVD. There's no bearish CVD divergence internally on the lower time frames. We do not have, but we do have bullish ones. But there is no bearish ones. Let me take a look here at Bybit. Yeah, no bearish CVD divergence on Bybit either. We just had one here. With lower highs, we got the leg down, hitting this low. But no, yeah, from this pivot high, no bearish CVD divergence. UK dude, risk management, please. I have short Solana from $26 in a loss now. What to do, bro? Please check. Wow. We can take a look at that. CVD seems misleading since the fake news pump. Yeah, this is very true. This is this is what breaks the chart, unfortunately. When we do have such a pump like this from the news, fake news, this breaks the technicals, guys. This is a big fat, mess on the chart. It's just a big mess. It breaks the data. It breaks the technicals because this is just a big, massive pump and dump hype. Buy, sell, sell. It's just it's not a technical move, right? It's a news-driven move. And when you take a look at data based on this move, it is not real. It just breaks the chart. This is why I hate these pump and dumps or dumps and pumps based on news, because they just break the technicals. It gives you this range is broken. Of course, it gives you the high probability of most of the wick is going to get filled, and it did. So yeah, what else can we talk about? Solana. Somebody said about Solana. Shorted Solana. Shorted Solana at $26. I'm not sure why you did short Solana at $26. Was it based on 618 Fibonacci or? It ain't looking bad to actually test this high from July of this year. When we are so close from this high. Yeah, you want to risk management. You should have. I'm not sure if you're swing trading. You got low leverage. I don't know what is your trading plan, but it does look like Solana wants to reach this high from July. Okay, so if it does reject from that level, creates a swing failure pattern, right? Bang, bang, fail. I would say that's a good short. I'm not sure why you shorted here at $26, to be honest, on Solana. But yeah, I mean, $26 short position on Solana. $26 is here. I don't know why you shorted right there, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, risk management. Manage your risk very well. You're in a. Just by using a 3-4x, you could be in significant losses. Because this pump from $26 all the way up here, if you're using a 10x, you already got liquidated with this move. So you must be, I assume you're using 5x or 4x. I don't know, but manage your risk. It does look like we want to have a reach of this high. To be honest, does look like it wants to reach it. Whether it does get the pullback or not, it's still very much uptrending. So it looks like we want to hit this high. Stay safe with shorting a massive rally like this. Right, crypto vibes with math. Sorry, all bears, you are all done. Okay, we got a huge, massive bull here. Crypto vibes. You have a Terra Luna logo there. What's going on? Why do you have a Terra Luna logo? Crypto vibes. We know it's a failed project. Get that logo out right away out of your profile. But yeah, maybe there is the insane bullish case scenario. I'm quite neutral at this moment. I am still leaning a little bit more bearish. I wouldn't be disappointed. I did scoop up some more Bitcoin during the last few months. I would have liked to get more Bitcoin down at $10,000, right? $12,000, even $19,000 would be a gift. If I could buy Bitcoin back again at $19,000, I would be very happy. It might not happen ever again. We'll leave some cash on the sidelines just in case it does happen. But yeah, who knows? Well, there's so many different bullish events coming up, guys. We got the halving in less than 7 months. Was it six months from now? We got the halving in 6 months. We got spot Bitcoin ETF that is going to get approved, guys. We like it or not, it's going to get approved at some point in the coming months. There's just so many bullish events going to happen that, you know, a massive rally bull market is around the corner. It would be nice to get cheaper Bitcoin, but, you know, this is why dollar cost averaging is the best strategy ever looking at Bitcoin. Crypto King, how are you doing? He's an insider. Hey boss, do you think bull run is started now or down then bull run? Well, looking at the previous data, looking at the previous cycles, you know, and yes, history, you know, does not repeat. There's more people that are very bearish and say that this cycle is completely different, and we're going to see a massive bearish move getting sub $10,000, going sub $10,000. However, there is the macro bullish case scenario where there's going to be an institutional super cycle on Bitcoin, right? You know, I don't know what to believe. I know Bitcoin will go to higher levels in the next coming years. This is why I'm also a Bitcoin investor. Apart from a trader, I like to day trade though. I like to scalp and day trade Bitcoin, but I also like to buy Bitcoin because I'm very much aware of the price going to hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's very disturbing to know what is going to happen. You know, the world is in a messy position at the moment, and anything can happen from a you know, looking at a possible black swan event or a white swan event where you have massive institutional adoption, inflation losing control, and all spot Bitcoin ETFs being approved right at the same time. You know, a lot of unpredictable movements could happen for Bitcoin. But if we were to follow the previous cycles, we should be entering a corrective move for at least another 2-3 months. Now we have rise during October. October has usually been pretty bullish on many different years. We already up over 10% in October since its opening, so October is being bullish. November and December have been usually, you know, pretty average. You know, it can be bearish, it can be bullish. During 2020, it was very, very bullish. This was just exactly as we were entering the bull run. November of 2024, right? Even if we were to follow a 4-year cycle, should be bullish. So when we do take a look at 2017, obviously November, we want to take a look at the previous months, right, before the bull run started. So if we were to mirror 2019, which would be this year, right? If you follow the 4-year cycle, 2019, 2023, November, you know, we had a 17% drop in November just before the year of the halving, right? So when we do take a look at the previous cycles, November here before the year before the halving was quite bearish for Bitcoin. So we went from this point to here. And when we do take a look at this, it's 4 years, all-time high to all-time high. From the low, it's been 1 year, December to December, November to November. Rally here has been 6 to 7 months, the same back in 2019. Since January, 6 months of uptrend. Since January here, 6 months of uptrend, a bit of choppy action. So you would assume that we are in that bearish stage here where we should be seeing Bitcoin get some kind of pullbacks, right, for the next couple of months. So, you know, I'm leaning more on the side that, yeah, we should be bearish, guys. We should be bearish for another couple of months. If we rocket through here to $40,000-$50,000 in the coming weeks, then I'm just going to say I'm happy I did actually buy some Bitcoin during the last 2 years, right? During this downtrend and this consolidation. It is what it is. We'll be still trading the market. So, but yeah, just so you see, we are actually mirroring the previous cycle from high to low. 1 year from this low to this high is 6-7 months on average. So then it's a bit of downside. So you would expect a little bit of downside, even though this rally looks very promising, right? The rally looks very promising. We're getting people a bit overexcited. And, you know, it's a level that we need to be aware of. Come November, we feast. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. Remember, you do get insane bonuses. You know, I've had a long weekend of relaxing, camping. I want to get some really decent sleep today because Monday is trading day, guys. And I just need one good trade for the day, whether it's a scalp or a day trade. I don't mind. And I want to be fresh like a rose. I want to have my coffee. And I want to be active with the Legends community, of course, to get into those trading setups. So you know the deal. If you want to get into the Legends for those levels, for that analysis, for those setups, you got the link down below in the description, guys. Remember, I am currently using MEXC. Absolutely loving it. They have the lowest fees out there. For scalpers, it's a dream exchange. The fees are close to zero, guys. And if you're a scalper and you get stopped out at break even, or you get into 5 trades a day, right? If you get stopped out many times at break even on other exchanges, you can pay quite, you know, significant fees. So MEXC right now is a great option. I've been using it. I'm loving it. You got the link, second link down below, $20,000 worth of bonus. If you can trade on Bybit, I can't trade on Bybit for the moment, but I will do very soon. You got a great bonus down below as well. First link, $30,000. Been using Bybit for over 4 years. Great exchange. But I can't use it for the moment. There's some regulations and stuff going on, guys. It is what it is. We need to look for alternatives. Right now it is MEXC. Talked about the possibility here, guys. Some bullish divergence. We could get that leg up. Pump $100 in the next coming minutes. Interesting zone here. How we can react for that possible shorting scenario. We fail from this high. We got a shorting level. We actually come up to the value area high of this trading range. It's going to be interesting to see how that 618 from this pivot high to the pivot low is going to be claimed. I'm probably going to miss this trade. I'll probably miss this trade. But tomorrow's another day. We'll be in another zone. I'm not going to stay awake for trading on Sunday. We've got a long week, and let's see the percentage P&L this week. How is it going to perform? Will it be massive? Will it be average? We'll check it out with the Legends community, guys. Thank you very much for joining. We'll be doing some video updates on YouTube. If we do get that 1,000 likes on a video tomorrow, this live stream is not going to get it. I know it's only 200 likes. But the next video, I'll be doing the same thing, guys. Video that gets over 1,000 likes, and you comment down below, you are eligible for a Trezor hardware wallet giveaway, guys. Keep your crypto safe. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow.